2 hours. That was all the volunteer hours I needed to fulfill my 8th grade graduation requirements. Then I found Sark's CommunityWorks program, and 2 hours quickly became 24 and continued throughout high school. I developed a lifelong passion working with teens who have autism. I saw firsthand how much of a difference I could make in their lives. Let me explain by sharing a story about Saul. He was one of the first teens I volunteered with at the Burton Bar Library. In the CommunityWorks program, each teen with autism has a certain goal that they're working on, and Saul's goals were to maintain eye contact and effectively express what he wanted. For me, this meant my role was to maintain eye contact with him, even if it left me in my own solo dance trying to get his attention. My supervisor explained to me that this intervention put an emphasis on eye contact and showed him my interest in our conversation. This piqued my interest into behavioral health and allowed me to continue this intervention even if I felt like Saul wasn't listening. In the beginning, Saul would become frustrated by my constant attempts at eye contact and would actually avoid me, until finally, one day, I was standing in front of the bookshelf and Saul looked me in the eyes and asked me to move out of his way. After that day, though, Saul actually stopped avoiding me completely. And as we began shelving books together, we found that we had a lot of common interests. We both liked rock music and spoke Spanish. It was amazing how quickly Saul's autism disappeared when we talked about things we both enjoyed. Saul wasn't a teen with autism, he was a friend. Saul was just one of the many teens who I volunteered with over the last 5 years. But it hasn't been these experiences alone that have stuck with me. It's been sharing stories and awareness about autism with others. My brother, currently a high school varsity football player, often heard me after CommunityWorks sessions, expressing joy when a teen would unexpectedly ask me how my week went. He was confused about my enthusiasm over what seemed like a simple and basic skill, asking someone how their week went. I explained to him that social interactions we don't think twice about can often be difficult for someone with autism. I was incredibly proud the day I found out my brother stood up for someone with autism at our school. The ripple effect I helped create was powerful, and I continue to share stories with classmates talking about the impact of volunteering and taking time to understand our differences. I think I relate to teens in this program because sometimes I feel different. I've had a lifelong condition of ulcerative colitis. During my sophomore year, I had to leave the CommunityWorks program early to have surgery. Leaving the program was difficult. I wasn't saying goodbye to volunteers anymore. I was saying goodbye to friends. I also knew that when I returned, I would not be the same. I had surgery to receive an ileostomy, a bag that would help me manage my ulcerative colitis. When I returned to the fall session of CommunityWorks, many of the teens noticed the bag. I told them that it was a medical device and that I was still the same person. This was a breakthrough for me. Once we are all able to look past our differences, we realize we are more similar than we first recognize. In May, I'll be graduating and moving to Spain to get my nursing degree. The time I spent at SARC has helped inform my career path and will continue to fuel my passion for those with autism. In closing, I'd like to leave you with one thought. With you, we can continue to build a community, not focused on what makes us different, but what makes us better, together.